Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Yeah, this is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version to our YouTube channel. So be sure to check us out there. And you can, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I've been drinking, guys. Rockstar, life of rock star. Anyway, so we're doing themes, and this month is rock and roll movies. And so for this episode, we are going to do The Dirt. As always, my name is Matt, and I'm being joined by my co-host and sister, Vetta.
Hello.
Yeah. And like I said, we're going to do The Dirt, guys, about Mötley Crüe. But before we get into this delicious movie, why don't we talk about our delicious drinks? Vetta, what are you drinking, sister?
Okay, well, I'm just drinking a rum and Coke, but I have to tell you about the drink I was going to make. It sounds so delicious. I just didn't have all the stuff to do it, and it would have fit this movie perfectly. It was called Dick in the Dirt.
Yeah.
And trust me, they've stuck their dicks everywhere, so I'm sure it got dirt on it.
Oh, for sure.
What are you drinking?
Well, I am having what is called a Kickstart My Heart, which is a Mötley Crüe song, but it is got in it rum, coconut rum, pineapple juice, grenadine, and Mountain Dew Kickstart Energizing Orange Citrus. Yeah, it's like an energy drink.
A lot of words.
A lot of words for a powerful drink. Anyways, so it's gonna kickstart my heart or kill me. Either one. It's totally fine. Rock and roll and everything. All right, so let's get started.
Another movie with so much alcohol and so many drugs.
So I wrote it down like 4 times. They do so many drugs. It's insane. I don't understand.
One of them only OD'd boggles my mind.
Yeah, I'm all like, maybe I'm just like a weak-bodied individual, but like I'm all like, listen, if I get drunk, super drunk, I'm all like, I think I'm dying. Okay, you people are just like drugs galore. It's so crazy.
People are just shoving stuff in their mouths and up their nose, and they're fine with it.
At one point, I think they snorted fertilizer. That's how crazy it got. I'm just like, what's going on here?
Ozzy Osbourne snorted ants.
Yes. We're gonna talk. Oh, I want to talk about that scene because fucking gross. Anyways,
so I have a question for you. Did you read the book?
No. I'm not but I watched this movie. Did you watch the trailer before you watched this movie?
Yeah, because I actually had never seen the movie because I had read the book.
Oh, see, I didn't see the movie either, but I watched the trailer and everything. But I watched the trailer like a long time ago, and I always meant to watch it. And then I was like, I picked this theme, so I was like, oh, we're gonna watch it now. Now I have to watch it. So
yeah, it was. When I saw the trailer, I was just like, it's a lot.
Oh, it was good.
And I thought that when it went after reading the book and this came out, I was like, how are they fitting everything into this movie? And they didn't do a bad job, but I know that it was actually produced by Mötley Crüe. So
right on. Yeah. No. Okay. So it starts off where it's like the 80s it says 80s, the worst decade ever. And I'm like, were the 80s really that bad? Like everybody always references the 80s and how great they were. And I'm like, maybe it was bad if you lived during it, but I don't think, was it that bad?
Like the 70s were probably the bad. They had disco.
Okay, so that first scene, right, where they're having like that party or whatever at that apartment and everything, and then Tommy goes down on that chick and everything, and then she squirts. I just want to say that's not real. That's not squirty. That's just pee. She just peed. I think we've had this conversation on this podcast before, but that's just pee. It's fucking gross.
That's not how that works. I mean, I suppose maybe some girls.
Nope.
But I don't even think, I've never looked it up in porn, but I don't even think it's just like a little waterfall that dribbles out.
It's just pee. It's just all that woman did was pee. She just peed everywhere. That's it. It's just pee. So
they start talking about the families. So they go through,
okay.
They start with Nikki Sixx.
Yeah. When he's Frank. I wrote something down here, but I can't. Do they sew kids up? Oh, now I know what I'm talking about. Okay. So Nikki Sixx, right? So him and his mom, they get into like a fight or whatever because the stepdad or whatever boyfriend comes in because he's playing his guitar, and then he cuts himself with that knife, right? Do they sew kids up and give them stitches just at their house? Like that's what it. No wonder.
Well, I mean, it was the 80s. I don't know, but no, I don't think so, because they would want to collect your insurance and money, and they can't do that at your house.
Exactly. I'm all like, I don't think that this is a bad ambulance driver and everything.
But they're doing things for entertainment. They remove people and add, but they tell you through the whole thing.
They do. I wrote it down in there because I was like, I appreciated that. I appreciate them being like, this didn't happen like this and everything. Yeah. Okay. So, and then I wrote down, okay, Tommy, the drummer, Tommy Lee, was played by Machine Gun Kelly. I could not believe that was Machine Gun Kelly. I was like, you mean the psycho with all the tattoos? That's him. That's him. I was like, he's doing a good job and everything.
Yeah, he did a fine job. But
yeah,
I was like you too. I was like, now why does he seem normal?
Right, exactly. And yeah, exactly. Right. I just saw a video of him breaking a glass bottle all over his head.
On his head, like, with the big ass.
And he's leaking everywhere. And I'm all like, yeah, he's crazy. He's crazy. And he drinks his wife's blood or his girlfriend.
Oh, he gave her that weird ass engagement ring where if she takes it off, it cuts her finger open.
Yeah, it's so, yeah, we're fucking weirdos. Anyway, and his dad in this movie is the dad from Stranger Things. I was like, look at you, dude, getting some Netflix work and playing dads all over the place. But he's an 80s dad in that show too. So I was like, 80s dad all the way.
He's typecasted.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said now he's typecasted. Damn it.
For sure. Okay. When they're doing the tryouts, right? And Mick Mars goes and he tries out with his guitar. Very cool. I like that actor that
you know what
him.
You forgot to talk about? This is another movie where in the diner they give a star.
Yeah, because we talked about that during Vox Lux. Yeah. He's just like, can I get a rum and Coke? And I'm all like, do diners just
like
do
a Denny's?
What? Yeah. They're just at a Denny's, or an IHOP. And I'm just like, is this a thing? I was like, if this is a thing, I'm doing it.
Slips him an airport bottle.
Yeah. And he doesn't even put in his Coke. He just drinks the rum. And I was like, well, that's how you do it, dude. And I'm like, but I'm all like, yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, you bring that up. Good job. Cause I did forget about that, but yeah, I'm all like, man, that's so crazy. Okay. So Mick Mars, right? He comes to the house, right? And I love the actor that they got to play him. Yeah. Oh, I loved when he had the mustache when he was in the hospital learning about his bone disease. I was like, thank you for this visual. I am so happy right now. You don't even know.
It was such an 80s
mustache. It was so good. Like, I was just like, oh, I'm so happy that they put this in here. And then, so he gets in the thing and they're all talking about how he's like an old man and everything. And I'm all like, the actor does not look that old. And I'm like, you guys, like, I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, you guys picked, I mean, like, because in real life he's like 37 or whatever. I was like, how old was the Mick Mars when he joined the band?
He was like that old because Mick Mars right now is like 72 or 73 years old.
Right. Yeah. So I'm all like, so like, I'm like, is that
so in the 80s he had to be in his 30s?
Oh, right on. Yeah. So I'm all like, is 30s old? I can't believe
when you're in your teens. Yes.
I mean, I guess so. That's a good point. I love how he was all like, I was in Sweet 19 and he's all like, yeah, shitty band. Did you ever heard us play? Shitty name. Shitty band. I was like, that's so true. That's so true. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I loved when they get their singer, right? And he brings his girlfriend and she's like, I just want to make sure these guys are good enough to play with you, baby. And I'm all like, oh, get the fuck out of here. And then I love when she's all like, oh, okay, no, this isn't for you, baby. This is too hardcore for you, baby, and everything. And I love when he goes, all right, we're gonna take this down. We'll do the speed, and he's like, muzzle that, and she's like, fuck you, tell me what to do, motherfucker. I'm my own one.
And she sit out and shuts up.
Yeah, I loved that because I was like, oh, he called her a bitch. She's a little bitch. You little stupid.
How did you feel when she bought Vince $800 leather pants?
I go, who's got money to spend on pants?
In the 80s.
I do not understand.
In the 80s.
What were they made of? A baby sealskin? I'm all like, that's so much money, no matter what, over pants. I'm like, that's such an extravagance. I couldn't spend that. But
no,
He did look good in them though. Good for him.
And that is true.
Okay. So when they're figuring out their name for their band, right? Okay, so I wrote this down because Tommy Lee, played by Machine Gun Kelly, is lighting roaches on fire with a spray paint can and a lighter and everything. And I was like, this is overkill do on the killing. You can just step on them. That they will do the same thing.
I just went, he's burning the fucking carpet. You're not getting your deposit back.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was like, you don't need to do that, dude. You can just stomp on him and get the same reaction. I like that little thing, that little tuft right there. Anyways, so I loved their first show when they got into the fight and everything. He's like, who's the girl singing? He's like, fuck you. And then he like spits that loogie on his pants. I was like, that's gross. You're gross. But I love their fight. And that guy was all like, Mötley Crüe. And I was like, yeah, Mötley Crüe.
Right. And all of a sudden everybody's cheering and excited because they kicked some guy's ass. Yeah,
it was super fun. Okay. Okay. So I loved what's his face? Pete Davidson's character. Yeah. I love when he goes to meet him for the first time, and I love how he just walks up to the front line like a little dweeb, and he's all like, hey, I'm so and so, I'm from Electric Records and everything. And he's like get in the back of the line. He's like, no, for real, I haven't signed anybody. I'm like, stop talking, you're giving away too much information right now. I'm like, you're downselling. Yeah, upsell yourself, asshole. You're downselling.
Sign 40 ads.
Yeah. And then I love when he's like, yeah, and I love when he goes up to the table and he's all like, hey guys, I'm Tom whatever and everything. He's like I'm from Electric Records. And then Tom is like, oh, you want to make a deal? Sit down and everything. I love
when they tell people to sit down at the table.
Yeah, and then he's like about to get a BJ from the girl underneath the table, which I go, which restaurant is that? I'll visit.
She's always there.
She's always there. And I think that she comes with the table. Like it's just yeah. There's just one girl at every table, at every booth,
under every table, just walking. They're just kneeling around, not walking.
And then Pete Davidson doesn't get a BJ, but then he's like, so you guys want a record deal or not? And he's like, I don't know. I don't think I can trust a guy that turns down a free BJ. And I was like, that is excellent advice. I would have been like, no.
Words to live by.
Yeah, right, I was like, yeah. I don't know. You fucking pussy. I was like, no, you can't turn down a BJ unless you're married like I am. Then I have to, unless it's by my wife, then I never turn it down. But I did like that line. Okay, so what we had talked about, and I'll just talk because I wrote it down in my notes. So when that guy knocks over that mirror onto David Lee Roth and everything, he's all like, and then Doc comes in and punches him. He's like, this didn't really happen. Doc never set foot in this piece of shit apartment. He's like, we met him at the whatever arena, and he said with his partner Doug, but Doug got cut out of this movie, which is a shame. But back to the movie or whatever. I was like, you know what? I appreciate it that they told us about these people and they told us that this was not a real thing that happened. I appreciate it.
I liked the personal narrating because it went through, it wasn't just one of them, it was all of them.
Right. All right. Now, I want to talk about the Ozzy scene if you're cool with that. Unless you want to talk about something before that.
No, okay. I want to talk about that.
Okay, so Ozzy shows up. First off, what is he wearing? Is he wearing a muumuu or what's going on there? Like a yellow muumuu?
I'm gonna just.
Or what are those kaftas? Kaftas? What are those? Those kaftas?
I think it's like a cover up.
Yeah, or like what is it? A dashiki? What is he wearing? Like, I'm just like. He looked like
I think it's like a cover up to go over your swimsuit when you go to the pool.
Whatever. It looked like a cat lady's like nightie. It was weird. I didn't like it.
Maybe it was a nightgown. Maybe it was
Maybe it was. I was like, Sharon, don't let him.
Can we talk about the first line of that whole scene?
You do it, dude.
Where Nikki Sixx asks Vince how many girls he slept with, and he goes 3, and he goes, no, not today, on the whole tour. And he goes, oh, I lost count after the gangbang in Salt Lake City. And I just went, wait, that's Mormon territory. You convinced Mormons?
Oh yeah, you did. You never watched Mormon Girls on Pornhub? No, just me. Okay, no. I got a little bit of a fetish. Anyways, okay, and then Ozzy, I can't remember exactly what he says, but he's like, I want to hit. He's like, give me a straw, and he's like, I said I want to. A bump. There we go. Yeah. He's like, I want a bump. And then he snorts up the ants. And I'm all like, is that going to get you high? What's going on here? It's just totally weird.
No, I can handle snorting the ants over what he does next.
Oh, yeah. Because I wrote down, and then he laps up the pee, his own pee at first. And then
Nikki
Sixx. And I'm like, that's fucking gross. And you now have herpes, whatever he's got. Or urethra cancer, whatever's in there, because it was gross. I was like, this is nasty.
They might actually get high from Nikki's pee though, with how much drugs
maybe. So then fast forward a little bit more. They meet Razzle Dazzle at that restaurant with the blowjob girl, which I was all like, Razzle Dazzle
he did not
turn it down. He partook in the BJ, which I was like, good
Apparently,
for you, Razzle.
They only show up on the days she works.
Oh yeah, right. Is Cindy working today? No. All right, we're leaving then. Bye. Tell Cindy, is Cindy in tomorrow? We'll come by tomorrow. Anyways, just a little quick history on this, only because I know this because he's in Hanoi Rocks and everything.
Yep.
And I first learned of them from the wonderful show Peacemaker, and I actually enjoy their music. So if you get a chance, go check them out. And okay, so moving on. I love when Nikki Sixx bangs Tommy Lee's fiance, and then he's all like, and then he meets the folks. I
just love how Tommy Lee came from such an average Midwest family with 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and then he's him.
Right. Yeah. And I'm all like, don't get me wrong. I'm like, it's just so funny that but I love that. I love his mom because he's all like,
calls her a groupie.
Yeah, calls her a groupie. And you knew she knew what she was doing. She's like, yeah, she's all like, oh, what is that word you call? Oh, groupie. And then she does the eyebrow lift, like, yeah, bitch, I did it. What are you gonna do? And everything. And then that girl calls her mom a cunt, and I'm all like, yeah, but she's not though. She just knows that you're a loser.
She knows you're a gold digging whore.
Yeah, her. And then she stabs him in the shoulder with that fucking pen. I was like, oh, this is brutal. I was like, hardcore.
And that wasn't even the part. That wasn't even what was going to make him throw her off the bus. Like, she wouldn't shut up about his mom.
Right.
And he was going to throw her off the bus. And then he hit her.
Yeah. Well, sometimes bitches got to be put in their place. You know what I'm saying? Rock and roll. Ha! I'm joking.
She did
calm
stab
down.
him with a pen, so technically she threw the first punch.
Yeah, I'm joking, by the way. Calm down, fuckers. I know some of you get all angry about that dumb shit. Okay, anyways. So I love when they're at that party at that LA house or whatever, and they're
where he meets Heather Locklear.
Yeah, and they're doing the voiceover with Neil,
Yes.
Vince Neil and his pregnant wife, and then that blonde lady. He's like, oh, hey, are you in the band? Yeah, and yeah, I'm in the band. And then his wife comes up, she's like, hey, you want to do a threesome? And they're like, yo, Tom, that's his wife is pregnant. And then he's like, we're just messing with you, dude, and everything. I was like, that's good. That's a good one. That's good. I like that. Daddy likes it. But then Neil and Razzle Dazzle get into an accident, and he kills Razzle Dazzle, which was sad. But when he was talking to him in the car, I was like, he survived. And then I was like, oh, he's probably like chopped in half or something. But I was like, oh no, he's dead. He's just hallucinating. It's like, and he's like,
yeah, I knew that's how he died. I mean,
oh, not me, but that car was fucked up. I don't understand. You
knew of the band, but you didn't know that guy died?
No, I didn't know that. You think I looked up their biography? No, I just looked up their music.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not like you people, weirdo. Anyways, I wrote it down again. They do so much drugs. There's so many drugs. It's like when Tommy is going through his day, I'm all like, this is so much, because he's like, and then what did he call the drugs that him and Nikki take, like fairy dust or whatever? It keeps the body awake but the mind asleep. And I'm all like, those aren't the drugs you want. Those aren't the drugs you want. You don't want your mind to sleep.
You want the mind to be awake.
Yeah, those are not the drugs. It's like Star Wars. These are not the drugs you are looking for. I'm just like, I'm all like, man, I was like, there's so much drugs. And then I love Tommy or Nikki at Tommy's wedding and everything. He's like, this is my wedding and everything. And I'm all like, yeah, so I'm like, this guy doesn't care. He doesn't fucking care. I'm surprised he hasn't banged your wife to be. Like, you should
He's too
just be
busy
happy he
being
showed
in love
up.
with heroin. Didn't you
Yeah.
hear him tell that story?
What did you think about the scene where Nikki Sixx's mom came back and was like trying to be all up in his life?
You know, she wasn't there to connect. She was looking for money.
Right? That's what I thought. I was all like, I don't
And
I
the
was
fact
like,
that Doc thought he was doing something well and Nikki gets all pissed. I'm like, dude, you should have told him. You shouldn't have said that when he flew out Tommy's family and he said, well, next time we can do yours. You shouldn't have like been like, okay. You should have been like, no fucking way. We're not good. You know, he should have stopped that. And, you know, I kind of go, that's on him as well.
right on. I did think it was a bummer that they didn't come to Vincent's like court hearings and stuff to like support their brother and everything. That is not rock and roll, by the way, not supporting your brother.
No.
So then Nikki, he is a little bit of a druggie. And so
a little bit,
just a tiny bit. Listen,
bit.
We all, you know what they say, heroin is the gateway
good vein
drug.
at one time and he shoots himself up in the neck.
Yeah, well, hey, like I just said, you know what they say, heroin is the gateway drug. Okay, so listen, it's just, you know, it's
what
heroin.
Does it open the gate up to? I feel like
to death. It opens the gate up to death, to hell, straight to hell. Anyways, but again, they are in the ambulance and he hits him with 2 shots of adrenaline. And I'm like, and then he's like, and again, I said this before, but I don't think that's how adrenaline shots work. I'm not a medical expert, but
Isn't it super funny how in this month's topic or our theme we keep having the same conversation?
We're having the diner drink conversation, and that was from Vox Lux, and we're having the adrenaline shot thing. I'm just like,
from Get Him to the Grave.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm just like, I really don't think that's how. I mean, maybe if one of our listeners can,
they also did a lot of drugs.
He did do so much. There's so much drug, and the thing is, when we did the other movies, those were fake taking of drugs. This probably really happened, and I'm all like, it is so much. I'm like, it's so much
that they made it that long before somebody OD'd.
Yeah, I do not understand how they're still living, but whatever. It's like whatever. Okay. So
now Vince is out of jail.
Yes, he's out of jail, and so Nikki goes to rehab, right? And so
they all go.
Yeah, because they're going to be a
sober band,
and they do Dr. Feelgood. So good, love Dr. Feelgood. He's the one that makes you feel all right, you know. And it becomes number 1, you know, on the charts and everything. And so then they start drinking and stuff again, because you know once an addict, always an addict, you know what they say and everything. And then Vince's daughter gets cancer, which I'm telling you right now, I bawled my fucking eyeballs out during this part. I was like, this is so sad. I was like,
she gets stomach cancer, so painful.
Yeah, I was just like, the whole time I'm like, this is so sad. I was like, I wish they wouldn't have put this in here, but they needed to, because it was real. But it really I was just like, so I don't know how long the other guy stayed in as his replacement. But yeah, and then what's his face got a divorce.
Tommy from Heather.
Yeah. And then they just start to fall apart and everything. So I'm like, yeah, because I'm all like, man, like when they have that one concert and there's like 4 people there, and then 2 of them have that sign, "Bring back Vince." I was all like,
well, that's because I think the new guy didn't do well. I'm like you. I don't know how long he lasted, but people did not like him.
Yeah, because this was like 90. I think that was like 95 or 94 or whatever. And I was like, 12 or some shit like that. So
I was in high school and they like weren't part of, that scene. High
Right on.
schoolers, they were out the door and we were moving in Green Day and Nirvana and
yeah. So and then the movie ends somewhere around because they all come back together after what's his name? Nikki Sixx goes to his dad's grave with his half brother. Like that he
didn't even know exists. Well, I think he had a whole, figuring out who he is and all that and what he really wanted.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So cool and everything. And then he got Tommy and Mick back, and Mick had like what did he have?
Hip replacement.
Yeah, hip replacement. Hip replacement.
Well, I can't remember. I can't say the name of the disease, but he has that disease that pretty much turns your joints into like cement.
Fasciitis.
No, that's
I know.
Different.
I'm joking.
But it's the one that like hardens the spine. That's why in real life he kind of walks kind of hunched over.
Right on. Yeah. So and then they play together. They have like a little somewhat montage or whatever of them playing together, and that's how the movie ended. It ended nice, whatever, kind of like a little montage of everything. Yeah. But yeah, that's my story. Okay.
Yeah, I like that they didn't do every single relationship these guys were in and all of the kids and stuff, that they just did one here or there type of deal.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that maybe the guys picked, because you don't see anything that deals with Mick's like personal life.
Right on. Yeah, but I mean, like, let's be honest. Did you really care? I personally didn't.
They did the important entertainment value. All the drugs were in the movie. All the drugs. So many.
And that's
drugs.
What we want to see. That's what we want to see.
And lots of fucking in this movie.
Oh my gosh, there's so much titties. I was so
everywhere.
happy. Oh, Vetta, I was so happy. There was so much titties.
A lot of sex in bathrooms.
So much sex in bathroom with those delicious
when you're a
titties.
band, I guess that's your only option at a venue.
The blonde that he was banging in the bathroom when she took his pants, that woman was
$100 pants.
She was fit. I was like, that's a woman right there. I was like, she is turning me on, and I don't even know who she is. Delicious. Anyways, all right. Do you have anything else?
Watching the credits and then Googling it in Pornhub to see if she's got any videos.
Yeah, it's so good. What is there anything else you want to say about this movie before we move on to our next section?
No, it was good. You should watch it. Like I said, a lot of drugs.
A lot of
sex, a lot of titties.
So, oh my gosh, so much deliciousness. Okay. So we are going to move on to our question section. Yeah, so rock and roll, the question section. What was your question for this movie?
So mine was, what was your favorite band biopic?
Okay, so this isn't like a band, but it's a musical act and it's a biopic, so it counts. But I picked Notorious Notorious B.I.G. because I love him. I love his music. So good.
So good.
Never gets old. I can listen to that shit all. I love it when you call me Big Papa and everything. I can listen to that shit all day, every day. It's so good. But I've only seen that movie twice, but I did enjoy it both times I watched it. And Angela Bassett plays his mom. I love her. She's great and everything. But yeah, that's my favorite band biopic. What about you?
I feel like it's a classic. Like,
what is it?
La Bamba.
Oh yeah, I love La Bamba.
I love it.
Sad.
It's such a good story.
It is.
And it's a classic.
Like when his mom finds out over the radio and she's like, not my Richie. And then
because she's in the backyard hanging laundry, and then her older son finds her. Yeah. Oh,
so sad. And I just
that plane crash took a lot of stars out.
Yeah. I just want to say the real gosh, what was her name? Donna.
Yeah.
She was not attractive. I just want to say. I like, but the real Richie Valens I didn't think was that hot. Like, I mean, I
He was like
know.
adorable, not really hot.
You think so? I didn't think
Just
so,
he
but
was like a cutie patootie.
no, the guy that played him was way better looking.
Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah, he's
Now
way
he's
better.
hot.
Yeah, he's so hot, even older.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the real Donna, she was not hot. She's not hot at all. Like, I was just all like, yeah, Donna looking like a man if he has. So, but hey, whatever, it's cool, whatever. Different strokes.
I just really like that movie, and I always get excited when I'm like flipping through channels and it's on, like, the TBS or TNN or TNT, whatever it's called. I'm always like, oh, haven't seen this one in a bit. Why not?
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to my question. And so for my question for you is, what is your who is your favorite Mötley Crüe member?
Okay, so as far as the band goes, just as a person, Mick Mars is my favorite. If I go on entertainment value, I would definitely go with Tommy Lee. I mean,
even who's your favorite? Go ahead, finish your thought.
Even when the band was no longer performing, he was still entertaining us with his personal life.
Right on. I feel you. Who was your favorite band member in this movie? Like the actor that played them and everything?
Oh, definitely still Mick Mars.
Oh, okay. That was your favorite. I am. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just think the whole thing is like, he drinks. You don't ever really see him do any drugs. You never see him banging any girls. In fact, they tease him over and he's like, I have a little bit more respect for the women of our species. And they're like, okay, old man. And I'm like, he just seems like a pretty good guy.
Right,
I just like him. And he's such a smart ass, and his sarcasm cracks me up. And if he's like that in real life, I'm like, yes.
Right on. I am in the same boat with you. Mick Mars is my favorite.
And he always had my favorite costumes in the band.
For sure. Yeah.
His outfits were always the best. The hats he used to wear.
Oh, yeah. I love those hats. I should have worn one with my getup. It would have been great. But my favorite character was Tommy in this movie. I really liked him. That Machine Gun Kelly playing him. That was fun. But yeah, no, it was good. Who do you think it had the best like transition as far as looks goes from real person to character?
Sorry,
I kind of hit you here with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like, do you mean like from the real band member to the character or the actor to the character?
The actor to the character. Like which actor do you think looked most like the person they played?
Probably Nikki Sixx.
Oh, you think so?
I do, only because when they did the side-by-side pictures at the very end, if you watch during the credit, they flashed up. I mean, I don't know though. Mickey Mars was pretty good too.
Yeah, see, I thought Mick Mars was the best one.
Yeah, I thought those were pretty good too. I mean, I think the reason I'm thinking Nikki is because at the end when he's got the short hair.
Yeah, no, they do look the same. Like the actor kind of looks like him a little bit.
Yeah, and I go, especially with the short hair, I mean, when they all have long hair, I don't know. I would definitely have to say it's still between Mick and Nikki for sure. But I think Nikki pulls it out a little bit more in my mind.
Right on. All right. Do you have anything else that you want to say about this movie?
Nah. I do like your whole new, maybe that's a new thing. We need to start dressing like
dressing up for YouTube. Right. You guys check us out on YouTube
for the visuals.
Look, I didn't do too much into it. I should maybe I should do it better next time, whatever. Maybe we'll do that. I'm probably not going to do that though. I got time for all this shit.
Well, next month's theme is spooky stuff, so we'll just have to wear Halloween costumes all
maybe, but we'll see. I don't think I'm gonna get that shit's expensive and everything. I just got this crap lying around the house, you know what I'm saying? All right. Well, if you don't have anything else and everything, we're gonna wrap this sucker up. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And listening to our nonsense. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, you guys, at BS Drunk Pod, and to stay updated and everything. If you listen to us on Apple Podcast or Spotify or anywhere where you listen to your podcast app, please give us a 5-star rating or review. We'd really appreciate that, and it helps us out and everything. We'll also be posting the video version where you can see our beautiful faces on our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to us on there. And that is on YouTube at BS. Oh, you naughty girl. BS Drunk Movie Reviews. Ugh, there I go. And please don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Rock on, guys. Yeah.
Bye.